Darn, I wanted to invite in everybody.
Well, yeah, you can't do that.
They're watching anyway.
Welcome, Helen. How are you?
Hi. How's it going?
Hi, Helen.
Hey, Helen.
Helen, we were just talking about you yesterday. I don't know if your ears were burning. Who was it? Oh, it was on TWIT Photo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because Catherine said, Trey, I know you know how to pronounce her last name. But if you watch the episode closely, you'll watch how deftly I avoided the subject entirely. Because I wasn't sure. I didn't want to insult you or your wonderful Greek heritage.
So you want to try it now?
I will try it now, even though this is being recorded for on air. So, Helen Sotiriadis.
Yeah, that's wrong.
Sotiriadis.
That's better. Who said that?
Me.
Yeah, you said it. Yay! You got it. Sotiriadis.
Hey, Erica. Erica's joining us.
Well, Helen, I think your name came up because weren't you one of the 5 winners of that contest?
Yes, there was a winner that's going to be on next week's TWIT Photo, and then there were 2 honorable mentions.
Yeah.
I was one of the 2 honorable mentions.
Well, I was not a judge. If I was a judge, I would have put you in the first spot.
Ah.
But you know I like your
Thank
stuff
you,
already.
Trey. Thank you. Yes, I do. You've been very nice.
They didn't ask me to be a judge. I would not have said yes. You know, being a judge is the worst thing in the world. It sounds wonderful because, you know, then everybody respects you and think, oh, you know, these photographers will look up to me because I'm a judge, and so on and so forth. And then there's sort of this honeymoon phase when you're announced as a judge and everyone looks up to you and go, oh, a judge, wonderful. Isn't that wonderful that he's a judge? And then what happens is you start getting all these secret emails through back channels where the contestants are trying to get you to pay special attention to them or
really?
In a way. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
I didn't do any of that in TWIT.
No,
maybe I should have.
Most judges are smart enough just to ignore those people.
Okay.
And then, okay, here's the worst part about being a judge. Beforehand, everyone loves you. And at the end, only the winner loves you. And everyone else thinks that you're some kind of a hack. Yeah, you didn't deserve to be a judge because you didn't see the inherent beauty in their image, which they work so hard on. And so even though they won't say that, silently they will think that you are not really a good judge because you didn't choose theirs.
Yeah.
Well, you're not.
It's sort of a silent hate that just stews out there. I have enough hate without needing more silent hate.
You feel you have hate? You feel you have hate? You have all this love coming your way.
Trey, I think with these live hangouts, you're the only one who can invite people.
Oh, darn. Well,
yeah.
Is there anyone you want me to invite that's not in here? Well, I've heard we can only have 8 people in here.
And we have Erica.
The magic Robert Scoble button, which I don't
see her video.
Yeah, that's on purpose.
We've got 3 people from Google in here. We have Ricardo.
Yep.
We have Colleen, and we have Erica Joy, who has blacked out her screen. Erica, what are you hiding from us?
I'm not going to hang out while I'm in bed. Well, that was video anyway.
All right.
Hang out in front
She's leaving things to the imagination.
Okay. Well, in chat, can you just put an ASCII version of yourself in bed?
Does it provide you with how many people are watching?
No, I don't think it shows that. But what I was wondering is, oh, I've got this button up here that says Post Broadcast Video Publicly.
I mean, yeah, so then you're going to, basically, people can see the broadcast publicly.
Okay, I'm going to click it. Are all you guys good with it? Give me a thumbs up if you're okay with being, all right?
Thumbs up.
Throw us in the deep end.
Google people don't get to vote. They've got no choice. They're.
Oh, do you want us to have choices?
They must say yes. And so maybe this, what we're saying right now, has not been recorded because I haven't pushed this button. I don't know. But
Well, it is recorded.
Ready?
Isn't it? As soon as you get on air, it's recorded.
Okay.
It's all automatic in the
Here we
background,
go.
I think.
I'm clicking the button in 3, 2, 1. Now it says posting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now it's up, and it says broadcast video is live. So if you guys share this to your circles, then all of your slavish fans can follow you and see you on the internet for real.
But it says it was originally shared with a limited audience.
No, but now it's public.
Now it's
If you look
There's
at
2
Trace's
posts
screen,
now.
there's a
Oh,
second
now it's
post.
public, okay.
Yeah.
But that's not what it meant
People
by your
cannot see the video.
And now, Billy, everybody can see that you are not constantly in that awkward pose of your avatar with you in the camera.
Yeah.
Billy, can I have a little avatar intervention with you?
When you share it, you don't get the it doesn't embed the live stream.
Oh, it doesn't.
No, I guess you have to go to YouTube and share that link.
Oh,
No, the player is embedded in Trey's post.
Yeah, but not when you share it. When I share it.
Oh, when you reshare. Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine. That's fine. It's there. Yeah, I get it. That's what you mean. I understand.
Well, that's stupid, really.
Yeah.
Wait, who's talking right now? Is that you, Maximilian?
Yes.
Okay, let me see. So I'm looking at your feed right now, Maximilian.
Let me share it again so you can see what it looks like. So there it goes.
Yeah, it
Then you
should.
see.
I agree with you. It should embed the player in the share. Oh, it didn't.
No, it didn't.
They got to fix that.
Yeah.
Because how are your followers supposed to know that you're live right now?
Yeah, they don't. It doesn't even say live at all.
Right.
Hmm.
Well, I'm sure that's an oversight that they just didn't test.
So on reshare, we should write, like, it's live.
So is this
Yeah,
also
you
your
should
YouTube
just put a
channel?
comment right away
YouTube
and
channel?
link to my post or whatever so they can see you live. In fact, they make it sound past tense, like you
Oh yeah.
like it's over. That's no good. Well, they'll get that cleaned up. They iterate on this stuff pretty fast there. So anyway, Billy, back to this intervention on your avatar. Normally an intervention has a room full of people that are prepared to speak on this topic. In this case, it's just me doing the intervening. And they can jump in if they wish. Okay, so ready? Ready for this, Billy?
Yep.
I'm only saying this because I like you. Otherwise, I wouldn't say. Everyone likes you, Billy. I don't know why. You're just sort of this universally likable person. I think
Oh,
because
that's good to hear.
you're friendly and because you take good photos.
Well, thanks. Thank you.
We're just in it for the photos, let's be honest.
In fact, I was sitting. I'm in Tom's place right now in LA, and we were looking at your stream today, and we were saying nice things about your photos, Billy.
Well, thanks.
So it's not just me, it's also him. Okay, anyway, back to your avatar. And this actually came up, Tom brought this up. Tom is this interesting guy because I think at MySpace, he's looked at more avatar pictures than anybody on Earth. And he has come up with this amazing way to completely psychoanalyze anybody by looking at their avatar photo. In fact, that's the only reason he agreed to meet me in the first place about 3 months ago is because he saw my avatar photo and he decided that I was probably a decent person based on that.
Was it the new improved one?
No, this is the old one. The new improved one he actually took at Burning Man. We could talk about topics photographic in a minute after we do this intervention. Okay, so Billy, your avatar is a little strange. Okay, because it's for one thing, it's overly posed. It's fine to pose for an avatar, but this is a little much. And it doesn't really communicate your personality. It communicates something mysterious. In fact, it looks like you might not even be wearing a shirt. And whenever someone is not wearing a shirt in an avatar photo, you never quite know what's going on in this scene. I mean, maybe you're like a German swinger, or you don't know. It could be anything in this photo. And you're holding your Konica thing kind of sideways, and it's kind of quirky, but, you know, I mean, you're a good-looking guy and everything, but I would recommend just try something a little bit different. It doesn't really work for me.
Okay.
Is that okay? I'm sorry. You know, do what you want. That's just my gentle opinion.
Well, I'll think about it.
Judging you.
I want to change it again.
I like your avatar, Billy.
I
know it's interesting to try.
Well, you know what? After that talk, I want to change my avatar because I don't want to get it talking like that.
Who said that, Ricardo?
Yeah, I changed it back to Jarvis' photo because I don't think it can. You're gonna.
All right, Ricardo. I'm gonna go psychoanalyze you through your avatar photo.
But you can't psychoanalyze someone through an avatar photo if you already know that.
Yeah.
No, but I could be objective and think that, like, what if I didn't know this person? What would I think about them? Ricardo, yours is cool.
My camera, so I did something now different, so that I won't get anything like that.
I like yours, Ricardo.
Trey.
You can't criticize it because it was taken by Scott Jarvie, and so it's a Jarvie.
No, it's wonderful because you work at Google and you have a giant beard, which just makes the assumption that you're super intelligent.
Well, actually, to work at Google, and you have to have a certain amount of Unix in your system, and the Unix is strong with those with the biggest of beards.
I see.
And the beard is from the fact that I don't get time to go shave.
Why don't you make that your 20% project to shave?
I might.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it between Christmas and New Year's.
You could use your personal time in your cube, 20% of every day to shave.
You know what we like to call 20% time?
What?
Sunday.
Hey, Helen, you had a question or something, yes?
Could you psychoanalyze mine?
Yes, ma'am. I will.
Why don't you everyone's now?
No. I mean, my opinion is just one opinion. I don't. It doesn't really matter.
Well, still, it's an opinion.
Helen, can I ask you?
Do other people in the Hangout think I look like a German swinger?
No. You don't look German to me.
So, Helen, why is your name in all lower caps?
Oh, this is a thing that I started about 6 years ago because of my blog. My blog is sort of stylized with no caps.
I see.
I have some personal reasons for that, and I just didn't want to put some things in caps, so then I thought, I'm not going to put anything in caps.
Okay. Well, I don't want to get too personal, so... So your, I like your avatar photo. It's cool with that, the eyes, the aperture, and it's green and mysterious. It makes you look very, very feminine, very artistic, and interesting. And your hair is kind of a different color than your eyebrow, which means that you like to do it up on occasion. I like it. It's good.
Oh, Helen, is this really you or is this your daughter?
No, this is me. This is me. I took this when I was bored. I had my camera in my car, and I took it in the rearview mirror.
I also like your scrapbook photos up there of the egg in Beijing.
Yeah, yeah. I wish I knew how to take photos better back then, when I was in Beijing.
You know, whenever those square photos are separated with that...
yeah, I know. I should leave some space.
Yeah, I should do a screen share so everyone else can see what I'm seeing for the recording. Yeah. Okay, here I'm going to screen share.
You can't do it in this one.
Yeah.
Oh, you can?
No, he can do it. He can. He's the only one that can.
Okay, and I guess whichever one I click on is the one that will get recorded. So here I am. I'm showing your avatar here. Yeah. I'll show Billy's in a second, just so everyone can see that. Anyway, you know these squares. I love this, how people do this with their avatars. I mean, with their scrapbook photos. But whenever there's this white separation, there's sort of the curve messes up. The smooth curve, there's sort of a discontinuity there.
Yeah, I really have to redo it, but I'm lazy.
You're not lazy, Helen.
You should actually crop out the parts that are missing.
Yeah, that's what I should have done.
That's what you said.
So it looks smooth, yeah.
Okay, there's Billy Wilson.
By the way, Trey, you have 99 notifications waiting for you to read them.
Yeah, I was gonna...
I look at them and then it fills right back up to 99. It's unlike the little Dutch boy, and it's useless. Okay, I'll stop sharing my screen now.
No, you were going to show Billy's. You were going to show Billy's.
Oh, did I not show Billy?
Yeah, it shows.
I interrupted you.
No, I think I did show Billy.
Okay.
I don't know. Well, anyway, how's your photography going, everybody? I guess we should talk about photography. That's one question I get a lot, because they assume, like, when I get together with photographers in real life or whatever, like, I went out shooting a cemetery with Thomas a few nights ago in San Francisco, these old crypts and everything. It was awesome. And everyone, not everyone, but a lot of people say, oh, what do you and Thomas talk about when you get together? But very rarely do photographers talk about photography. We talk about other things. We're multifaceted people, yes?
Doesn't everyone do
true.
that? Like, when I hang out with Darren from Hack 5, we don't really talk about video all that much, or hacking, or any of that. We just have common interests as like a starting point.
Well, Colleen, you and other hackers, I think, have all these various interests, everything from sci-fi to coding to philosophy and...
Philosophizing.
Yeah, that too. Maximilian, what else are you into besides photography?
Besides photography, well,
Yeah.
I like science fiction as well. I like Star Wars.
All right.
That's why I changed my scrapbook photos to R2D2, because I'm kind of really thinking, okay, I don't want to share my photos like everyone else, because everyone's doing that. But I'm not only photography, like you said. So here I have a chance to show everything else, which is science fiction. I like films. I like computers, of course, and I like traveling as well. The act of traveling. Whenever I have the chance to do it. I was in Mexico for 3 weeks 2 months ago, and that was quite a nice experience again.
Your name is Maximilian. Isn't that a Spanish name?
Maximilian is not a Spanish name, but it comes from Latin, Maximus.
Yeah.
And my surname is of Polish origin, although I'm not at all Polish. That's many generations before me.
I see. All right.
Or my father's side. My mother's side is Mexican.
Okay. That must be the reason for your nice, thick, rich hair that makes me so jealous.
Yes, perhaps, yeah. But now I'm living in Sweden, so my life kind of changed around, and I didn't have much time for photography lately.
So you're just kind of this international artistic mutt.
Yes, I like everything, and I try to look into everything. But photography is always something I like doing. When I take my camera in my hand and go out and take pictures, it's always nice. I try to do new things now, landscape photography here. Although now it's getting a bit cold here in Sweden. So
I bet it's getting a bit cold in Sweden.
Although we're only the south, but it will get below zero probably by Christmas, if not before. It's already around 5 to 0 degrees Celsius.
And what time does it get dark in Sweden now?
Oh, very early. Here, at least here. Yeah, the latest. 3:30 it starts getting dark here. And if you're up in Stockholm, it's even 30 minutes to an hour earlier.
That's crazy. I think that would throw off my diet, because whenever I see it getting dark, I always think, oh, I should really eat something.
Yeah, well, yeah. And it's kind of a bummer, because I'm not much of a night photographer. I never really got into that. So I only have half the day, but lately the sky is always gray, so it's not really interesting to go out and take photos because that's not like the best conditions for landscape photography if the sky is gray, because you only have a white blob up there then.
Yeah.
And that's kind of boring, but yeah.
So you're in Sweden, and Giuseppe is in Australia, yes?
Yeah.
And are you
in sunny
Sydney?
Yeah, I'm in Sydney. Yeah.
All right. Are you? So I know you organized this giant Google Plus photo walk down there. What was that like?
Yeah, no, it was really cool. It was a big turnout. It was not what I expected. I expected 20, 30 people when I first posted the whole thing, and Google Australia jumped on board and they organised a whole heap of swag and camera straps and stickers and shirts and
that's
got
cool.
to go to the Google office. It was really cool. It was the guys down here are really awesome, and they're pushing Google Plus, which was good, and it was a good day out.
That's cool. You know what it is? I think it's that photographers, we're kind of lonely people in a way, right? Because we're kind of introverted. I think it attracts sort of an introverted character type. You guys probably think I'm all this extroverted type person, but I'm really not. I can just amp up pieces of my personality when I'm when I have to talk to groups of people. But really, I am very introverted. I think most people are. We just we go out with our cameras, we take photos, and it's a very personal thing, and then we go home and we mess with our Lightroom and do our post-processing. That's really personal. There's no social part of any of that. And so there is this craving we all have to just go out and be amongst people of our kind. And these photo walks, I think that's why they're so explosive, because it's like it's sort of an invitation to live.
I'll be honest, my neighbor uses photography as a social mechanism. He likes to get lots of very pretty boys to be his models. It works very well for him for his social life.
You may want to call Child Protective Services on this guy.
No, they're full-grown men.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what you meant by a young boy.
Why did your brain go there?
Well, I don't know. You said young boys.
Just said pretty boys.
I started thinking of Billy Wilson when I heard young hairless boys.
What? I've never said hairless. Where are you going with it?
Oh, I was thinking about Billy Wilson again. His image, his avatar is burned into my prefrontal lobe. Billy, you're always so quiet, but I know you're drinking things in over there.
Yeah.
So we have someone in Australia. You are in Canada, right?
Billy's a watcher and a listener.
What part of Canada?
Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario.
Okay.
What's the temperature there now?
Probably about +1 Celsius.
Oh.
Cold.
Sounds
Greater than I, my friend.
So that's just about freezing.
Okay, so we have Canada, Australia, Sweden, and Greece, right? Helen, you're in Greece now.
Yes, I'm in Athens.
Are you? What city in Greece?
Athens.
Okay, I've heard of Athens.
The one you should visit. Athens.
So I have a really good friend there in Greece. His name is Antonis Karalis. He's the guy that does our little intro music for our theme, and he's made several musical pieces for my work, and he's great, really nice guy. And he sends me these long, heartfelt letters about how frustrated he is about living in Greece, and he feels that, I don't know if it's a brain drain or he doesn't feel like there's many like-minded people like him that like to create, and he just feels like beaten down by Greece. Do you feel like that too?
Yes, I feel like that often.
Oh.
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely, I feel like that.
Well, I should introduce you guys, so at least you have...
Yes, you should. You should.
Yeah.
Does he take pictures at all?
No, he doesn't take pictures. He just composes music and he sings and all this sort of thing.
Oh, that's all.
Well, still
Well,
good.
no, I mean, I wish I could do that.
Still do. Please, that's still good. Please connect us.
Yeah, here, let me...
I was wondering, I don't have an iPhone, but do you have submissions for your Stuck on Earth from Greece?
Let me share my screen here. So yeah, we have, you know, hundreds of thousands of pictures in Greece already in Stuck on Earth, but I don't think we have a curated list.
Uh-huh.
Here, let me show you Antonis is here. Antonis Karalis. This is him. So this is him. He's there in his studio. He's Greeking it up, and he's a really great guy. He sings. He plays all these instruments. He composes. Great guy. Really a great guy. You know, people come out of the woodwork when you kind of open yourself up on the internet as sort of an artist or whatever. People come out of the woodwork, and you end up meeting all kinds of interesting people. That's kind of cool. All right, so I guess the most boring of our international people are just the Google people who are all in California, right?
We're boring.
Sorry, I'm not more interesting.
Oh wait, we have a new entrant here, Lisa Ng. Hello, Lisa.
Hey, Trey.
Where are you from?
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I hear you just fine.
Wait, I'm from New Zealand.
From New Zealand?
New Zealand. Okay.
What part of New Zealand? Over.
It's in Palms North, which is near Wellington, if you know where that is.
I do know where it is. You know, Lisa, I'm moving to New Zealand.
Yeah, I've heard
You are?
some of the posts.
Yes, I'm moving south to the South Island.
Are you going to Queenstown?
Queenstown.
When's that happening?
Maybe in a few months.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Well, your whole family, or yourself?
No, yeah, of course my whole family, not just me.
Have you already been like scouting out like places and stuff, or is that still to happen?
Well, no, I mean we scouted out places all over New Zealand, and we kind of chose Queenstown. Now in Queenstown, we don't know. We're going to rent a house, and then either like look at lots or existing houses, or maybe we'll build. I don't know. There's a lot of question marks. Hey, so Lisa, you know, if you're in Wellington, there's a big internet story from Wellington today. Your fellow Wellingtonite, Richard McManus, just sold Read Write Web for like $5 million. Did you hear that?
No, I haven't been up with the web and stuff today.
Ah. Yeah, he's one of the most famous internet web guys in all of New Zealand.
Yeah,
and he just put a major
I follow him.
sale.
Must have to check that story out, eh?
Ah, yeah, he's a great guy, and that's a really good website. It's, you know, it's not like, you know, Mashable is all like kind of pulpy, popular.
Yeah, I keep up with Read Write Web, but just haven't lately been working and
yeah,
time.
They do really good analysis on that website. Richard's a smart kind of trend guy. It's not all this lowest common denominator stuff that you see on Mashable. You know,
yeah.
Top 10 bathing suit shots on Twitter or whatever they post as stories.
So Trey, did you try out Schema already?
Yes. Are we allowed to talk about Schema? I thought this was some sort of private beta.
Schemer?
It's public beta, isn't it?
It's public beta.
Okay, well, I don't want to get in trouble. Are you sure I'm allowed to talk about it?
I think so, because it's a public beta, so
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
not everyone can get it in. You need to invite people. That's the only limitation.
It's free. It's out there now. You can talk about it.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so I've been using Schema. It's pretty, or Schemer, I guess is what
Schemer,
it's called. It's interesting. The idea behind Schemer, for people that don't know, is it's a new project from Google, and the purpose of it is to get people out into the real world to experience things.
Yeah.
Which is, of course, a nice idea, very noble of them in a way. Have you been using it? What do you think?
I like the idea of it's just another way to connect with other people, you know, through these short sentences. I mean, you write something like I did, that you want to take a picture of the Earth from space, and you inspire the people to do it, however impossible it is, but still, it inspires people to think about something they want to do. And if they integrate that with Google+, I think it will be a great way to advertise also. For some brands, it could be a new way to advertise. I saw some brands do that already, National Geographic, I think, or some other magazine. They schemed something and then they commented on it. They say something, you want to buy a great t-shirt or something, and then they commented it with a link to their online store with a great t-shirt, whatever, you know. And so I think it's a nice way for brands to advertise as well, a new way to interact with customers. And for us normal users, I think it's a great way to dream, because everyone dreams. But maybe you find someone else who has the same dream, and then that could develop into some relationship perhaps later on.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it develops. It's kind of a very interesting and different idea. I like it.
So you've been using it, Trey?
A little bit. I'm still getting my head around it. I'm busy, you know. I'm too busy, but I'd like to use it more.
For me, it didn't stick at all. Like, I looked at the interface for like 5 minutes and then said, wow, this is just a big list. I'm not interested in figuring out. I closed the window, and I haven't opened it since. Like, the interface didn't invite me to do anything. It just was this list, and it didn't like do something for me.
Interesting. Well, how long ago did you use it?
For 3 days, or it was like Sunday, I think.
Okay.
So, I mean, did you get into it? Were you actually like, did you get engaged in it, or did you just?
Well, I don't know if I guess I'm a little bit of an edge case in that I'm one of these people. I guess probably like, you know, I guess we're all artists and we like to create stuff, right?
Yeah.
And so I spend only a small percentage of my life consuming what other people create, but I spend most of my life creating, right? And when I do want to consume, Google Plus is usually a great place for it, because I see photos like y'all's photos. Obviously, I follow all of you guys, otherwise you wouldn't be in this Hangout, because I just invited people that I follow. But anyway, when I do want to consume things, I look at your streams and I see pictures or thoughts or ideas, and I kind of get stimulated. But otherwise, I'm creating. So anyway, that's a long way of saying, when I got into Schemer here, my first impulse was, okay, how do I go create something in here, right? And that wasn't immediately obvious to me. In fact, it's still not totally obvious to me.
I guess, yeah, it's in here, yeah.
Yeah, because there's not many things that I know how to do really well, but the things I know how to do really well, I can talk about them and describe how to do them. And so I was trying to look on here and how to put that kind of information in. It wasn't immediately obvious to me yet. Yeah, so I'm not sure.
So were you consuming the information on Schemer, or basically that was the end of the story?
No. Well, I don't know. I haven't consumed much on here yet. I was just kind of looking at other things people have put in. It's interesting. I see Maximilian. I see your stuff. You put "Walking on the Moon" on there.
It felt like a time sink, really.
Yes. But that wasn't my scheme. I just someone else wrote it, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I just clicked. I want to do that too.
So this is invitation only?
Yes. Send Helen an invitation.
I'll send you an invite, Helen. Are you ready?
Thank you. Yes, please.
Well, I'll put a link here in the chat, then you can click on that. Anyone here can get an invitation through that.
Everyone in this Hangout is invited to Schemer. Look at that. See all these benefits?
I'm looking at my niece's wish list for Christmas. She's like 11, I think. And all she wants is Justin Bieber stuff.
Oh God.
I know. I'm kind of sad.
Are you sure it's not really your wish list you're looking at?
Let me double check.
That's funny. Well, Giuseppe, have you been taking any pretty photos in Australia since you are waning, or you're waxing into summer while we wane into winter?
Yeah, it's we're just getting into summer now, but we've had constant rain the past sort of 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
And I'm actually a proud dad at the moment, 3-week-old newborn in the household. So.
Oh, a lot of pictures of the baby, huh?
Yeah, well, the camera's been tucked away, and it's just a lot of burping, burping, bathing, not sleeping, and nappy changing at the moment, or diaper changing.
It's good. You sound like a good dad to do that stuff.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. Like it's our first, so yeah, it's really exciting.
Well, I guess you are getting to know this, or other people with kids know what I mean. Once you have kids, it makes you wonder what you did before you had kids. Like, yeah. I think I used to go out to dinner sometimes, and I used to watch movies.
Well, you don't watch movies with your kids anymore?
We do. We watch movies. We have slumber party nights, and we all watch movies together, and that's kind of fun. But then all that's really building up is my repertoire of Pixar movies and this sort of thing.
I was going to say, how many times have you seen The Little Mermaid now?
Yeah.
Yeah, Little Mermaid and all those. I'm a Disney expert.
Toy Story.
Yeah, well.
And Giuseppe, what's your little one named?
His name is Joshua. Joshua Joseph.
Joshua Joseph.
Wow, that's crazy, because a good friend of mine from New Zealand is also named that same exact thing.
Do you have Joshua watching The Wiggles yet?
No, not yet. He's pretty settled. He's pretty active for a 3-week-old actually. He's he likes to stare around and sort of. Usually the 3 weeks old are still a bit placid and just sort of they don't do too much. But yeah, the Wiggles will be on the list. The famous Australian Wiggles.
Yeah, are they also popular? I guess they were popular there first before they were popular around the world. Did they have new Wiggles, or is it the same old guys? Those guys must be getting old to make some of those moves.
Yeah, I think they're actually retired. I think they just there's something just happened the last week or so. I'm not sure if they've stopped doing their shows or what they've done, but yeah, they were massive. Like it's a small niche market that they turned really massive and made a lot of money. So
yeah.
Good on them.
Yeah, nobody wants to see these 50-year-old guys in tight purple tops dancing around the stage, singing about Dorothy the dinosaur.
And potatoes.
Billy, have you been taking any photos up in +1 Celsius Canada lately?
I've been mainly shooting indoors.
Okay.
Lately.
I went out today with Tom, and we went. He lives up here. I'm in his place right now. He lives up in the Hollywood Hills, and it's actually quite remote, even though it's in the middle of LA. Like, we can't even get cell phone reception. And about 7 minutes up from here is Mulholland Drive. It kind of goes up through the mountains. And we hiked up there and took a picture down on LA, but this path is really interesting because like all these Hollywood stars live up here, and you can hear these these famous people walk around, and directors and everything, and they're all like lamenting parts that they didn't get, and they're kind of having some personal time as they have their own worries about the bubble here. But we got good pictures, and I haven't processed them yet, but I will soon. How about you, Helen? You're always taking photos in Greece, yes?
Yeah, I am. I went to I went last weekend to a city in northern Greece that has a very beautiful lake. It's called Yanina,
Okay.
It's the first time I went there, and I got some nice landscape shots and some lake photos with reflections and.
Well, let's look at some. Let's look at some photos. Helen, share.
Yes.
I hate to be demanding, but I would love it if you shared your screen and take us on a tour.
Only you can share your screen on air, by the way.
Of the mind of Helen. Oh, so I can go to your profile, right?
Yes.
And share your stuff?
Yeah.
Nobody else can share the screen on air. Only you can.
Okay, let me go share my screen.
If you go to my albums, you'll find an album called Latest Photos.
Okay, hold on. By the way, this is Schemer that I'm looking at. I said, yes, I want to walk on the moon. Okay. Hold on a second. There's Antonis Greeking it up. Let me go here. I click on lower cap Helen. And then I'll go to your photos. And which album? Some of my
The
faves?
one with the black and white portrait, it says Latest Photos. No, the one
Latest
next to
Photos.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you go down, like, scroll down to the latest ones.
Scroll down.
Well, this is like the first one I added.
So if I go backwards?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had a few, from there.
Cool. I'll just kind of click through some of these and.
Donald Duck.
Donald Duck's car. That was Toy Tuesday.
Is that the view from your place in Athens?
That's the eclipse. No, I wish it was. That's the eclipse, and I went onto a hill next to the Acropolis to take the Acropolis with the eclipse. Those are the lake pictures.
Hey, so Helen, I have a question for you. When you started taking photos, did you have somebody tell you that you were good, or did you just know you were good?
Okay, I'll tell you the story because it has to do with you. I went to Beijing. I went to Beijing to work. I was there for a year and a half.
Okay.
And I'd go outside on the weekends and take pictures. And a friend of mine said, I'm going to try this cool thing called HDR. And I was like, what's HDR? So I Googled for HDR, and I landed on your website. And I saw the tutorial. And I just started doing HDR around China. Very badly. You do it well, but I did it very badly. I got lucky with some shots. And actually in the beginning, I think I used HDR to make up for my ignorance about exposure and photography and light. But I gradually started to get better. And I started using HDR better, and I started doing my non-HDR photos better too. So it was a process from 2007, end of 2007, till now. But I wouldn't have been happy with the pictures I took initially if I hadn't tried this HDR thing that I learned directly from you, because it gave me pictures that I was fond of, I was happy with. They would have come out like crappy snapshots otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think I would have started with photography if it wasn't for your tutorial.
Cool. Well, thanks. That's nice. You know, you're like a lot of people in that you look at your portfolio and then it's not immediately obvious how long you've been doing it. Because I think there's a lot of people out there that have only been shooting really for 4, 5, 6 years, and they've already produced a really interesting body of work. Like this is let me go to your other album. Photos. Some of my faves. These are also some of my faves of yours. And anyway, so yeah, you look at people's stuff and you think, oh my gosh, this person must have been shooting their entire life to do this, and then find out somebody like you really has only been taking photos for 3 or 4 years. You're like, oh my gosh, it's so exciting. What I think it does, actually, I think it depresses a lot of old school photographers, but I think all the new people, they get really excited because they think, oh my gosh, I could do this. Hey, this is the photo that you submitted to Leo's TWIT contest, right?
Yeah, well, the TWIT contest had 20, they asked for a portfolio of 20 images, and quite a few of the ones in here are the ones that I submitted.
I see.
But the one that you just mentioned was the one that they put on their blog.
I see.
The thing with the older photographers and the newer photographers, you said, is that you get immediate feedback now with digital, and you can see what you're doing wrong right there where you are. So
yeah, I think that's the key.
The learning curve is so much faster, especially if you're really interested and you shoot a lot and you look things up on the internet, for instance. You can learn so much so quickly. That's what I felt.
It's true. I think everybody inherently inside knows what's beautiful, and the faster you can iterate through your mistakes and get to that point of beauty, the better. And now with digital, and now that we have Lightroom and all this stuff, we can share online and get our own perspective on what is good and what isn't, and kind of, try to be objective as possible about that by showing other people. You can get really good really fast. It's exciting. It's liberating, I think.
Yeah.
And
I've had a wonderful time with it.
Some people ask, now this isn't really for your benefit, Helen, because you know this, I think, but a lot of people ask, why do I share my secrets or whatever? Why do I put up these tutorials or tell everyone how I do what I do? But I find that there's really no danger in sharing this information because, you only have to protect stuff in a world of finite resources. Or, it's sort of this old school way of thinking where there's only a certain amount of stuff that can go around. In this case, it's attention. But really, there's an infinite amount of attention out there. There's an infinite amount of data. There's an infinite amount of everything. And just because, like, for example, you read my tutorial and you got interested in photography, and now you're producing thousands of great photos, it doesn't take anything away from anybody because it's not a zero-sum game. And it raises the tide, and that helps everybody out. So this is why I share everything that I do, because it helps people like you, and then you're helping thousands more, and we're all better for it, I think.
Yeah.
This is exactly something I was discussing in a tutorial, a Hangout yesterday or the day before. And some people complain that people are buying digital cameras, and they say, well, everybody thinks they're a photographer. And I think that, sure, why can't everybody be a photographer? Because people are visual, and they have good taste, and they can learn the basics, and why not? And the more people take better pictures, then it just goes up a notch, and we'll all make even better art in the future. Why not?
Yes.
And why shouldn't everybody be a photographer? Everybody should be a photographer.
Yeah, I've always find that attitude very condescending from photographers, where they complain about people getting cheap DSLRs and then taking photos. This is a very old school way of thinking that's sort of rooted in it's really sort of a psychological problem that people are afraid when new people get tools and they start creating wonderful things. I don't know why this would be considered a threat or a bad thing.
Because for a lot it might be cutting into their business, but if you're good, you're gonna shine anyway. You're gonna get the business.
But it's I guess people don't want competition, but how can you deny your fellow man the opportunity to get a camera and create art? That seems like an artificial way to keep your business alive through just through a bad attitude. Anyway, we don't have that attitude. Other people do. It's their problem. We love life. We have a wonderful, beautiful life of art and love and romanticism and all the things that make life worth living. They can be bitter and angry about all of us having an awesome time if they want to. Giuseppe, can we go look at some of your stuff?
Yeah, cool, man.
Okay. We're just testing it. We're still, for people tuning in, we're testing out this live broadcast for the first time. This is not a formal show by any means. We're just trying to figure out how this thing works. Okay, so screen share. I'm sharing my screen. Okay, now let me go to you, Giuseppe. I will go to you by... Oh, look, so there's people watching, and they're commenting, and... I guess it's working. Some people say it's not working, but I think a lot of people are getting it to work.
Well, it depends if you're... sometimes in some countries, these live broadcasts don't work.
Ah, okay.
In Germany, for instance, I don't think it works if you click on a live stream with a German IP address.
I see. Well, if anybody has questions that's watching live, let me know. I'll look at this thread in a minute and see if we can answer a couple questions. So let's look at your plus page, Giuseppe. Oh, you have one of these nice things here too. Okay, now we will go to your photos. And what album would you like to peruse?
Probably there's one there called Tarameta.
Tarameta, what does that mean?
That's a local beach here in Sydney.
Okay. These
one
are
of my favourite locations.
Come up in your stream. Oh, I always like your photos. That's why I circled you, of course. So I'll just flip through them, and you can just talk and tell us what we're seeing.
Yeah, well, actually, this was one of the first. I actually met a guy called Mikhail Hall. He was on Google Plus and posting a lot of my threads. Local Sydney guy, and we decided to head out together. So it was my first face-to-face Google Plus meetup, I suppose you'd call it. Yeah, we had some sweet light that night. You know, we had a bit of a momentous cloud around, and it was just a great night. You know, I'm happy to get 1 or 2 shots out of a whole, you know, seascape raid that I do, and I ended up with about 15 shots, I suppose, from the one night. I've been to this beach at least 4 or 5 times before, so it helps. I had compositions worked out and what I wanted to do, and yeah, everything.
It's really lovely, Giuseppe. So I noticed that sometimes you are getting a really hard horizon line, you know, between the edge of the horizon and the sky. Tell me about your decision to do that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I just process the way I feel at the time. It's not like I don't have any set rules where I say, right, I'm going to do this, this, and this. Pretty much as I'm processing, I just go through. If I'm feeling how I'm liking the shot, I might leave it for a day or two, come back. I'm not one of these ones to process and sort of, you know, do everything in 10 minutes.
Right.
Yeah, you know, I might sit on a shot for a week or two and come back and what was I thinking a week ago, you know, it's, and start from scratch. But yeah, that's my style. It's all these shots are basically filtered. There's no exposure blending, no HDR. They're all single shots. Yeah.
So what? Tell me about the tools that you're using for your filters. Are you? I assume there's. I know it's not HDR, but I assume there's some kind of post-processing going on here. What do you like to do?
Oh, definitely, yeah. I mean, I use a lot of luminosity masking. So I'm not sure if you've heard of Tony Kuiper.
Yeah, I'm familiar with luminosity masking, but why don't you tell people that might not know what luminosity masking is?
Okay, well, basically, it's a way of selecting, you know, I suppose, well, luminous parts of the image. So I mean, for photographers, I mean, for me, the biggest challenge is how do I make a selection and how do I, you know, make that change. You know, I want to try and get the most infinite selection I can. Luminosity Mask for me is a really infinite way where I can sort of, you know, I can select the lightest of all lights and do what I want with it, or you know, the darkest of all darks, and I can do what I want with it. Rather than using like the brush tool and those sort of things, which are good, but they're not that accurate, and you know.
So what's something like after you choose the lightest of the light pixels? What's something that you'll do with those? Will you go through and mask through them and pull in some of the darker bits, or what will you do?
Yeah, I basically use the Luminosity Mask to make my selection. And then from there, I use curves. That's my #1 tool. So, you know, 90% of my images are a selection using the masks, going through and then using curves, either multiply, screen, overlay, and then I might even refine those masks even further and use the brush tool to take out what I do need or what I don't need. And yeah, just keep building them up, and you know, I might end up with 30, 40 layers at the end of a photograph, you know.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's you know, yeah.
Well, before I'm getting a little sleepy, so I'm probably gonna bail here soon. But any of you guys want me to show your stuff before we do this? Before I head out? Somebody.
I get to sleep myself right now.
Doesn't anybody want a party?
Yeah. Party that Greek style.
Yeah.
It's way too late where I am, so good night, guys.
Good night,
all right, good night.
Hey, Billy.
Night.
Hi, Billy. Maximilian,
Nice
you want me to share some of your work?
Sure, if you like. We can look at some photos from Mexico.
Okay, so I'll click screen share here. Let's go find your stuff.
Yeah, if you click on photos, you'll see the album there.
Okay, so I am clicking on. Okay, what's going on here? Okay, here we go. Here you are, Maximilian.
And can you please invite Jim Davis? He would like to get in.
Okay.
No, him, not you.
Jim Davis. Okay, Jim Davis. Okay, I have him circled, so it should let him in. Okay, I just invited him.
He's watching live, so he will see it.
Okay.
Hear it.
Okay, so here I am on your page. I'll click Photos, and what album do you want me to look at?
The one in Mexico.
Mexico, Oct 2010.
11.
2011, I'm sorry.
There's just one or two
I like
pictures
this one.
of me and my girlfriend, but okay, you don't have to show that one. Oh, that one, yeah. There are a lot of stray dogs in that area in Mexico.
That's a good one. Who's this guy? Is this what you dress up like when you go out in Mexico?
That's Lucha Libre. That's the Mexican wrestling. And
right.
They have these unique masks. And he was walking around the street with, he dressed up his dogs, even.
Cool.
That was in Mexico City.
All right, this is you, just living it up, local style.
Yeah.
Very happy there.
Yeah, the hat is a bit small because it's my girlfriend's hat.
I'm sure you fit in just like a local.
Well, I speak Spanish, so then yeah.
Oh, good.
The beetle one is funny.
This one?
The one with the Volkswagen Beetle.
Oh, the bug one.
That was us. We were in the taxi, and I looked out the window and I saw this one, which is quite funny. This guy has sense of humor.
Yeah. Okay. What else do we have here? We have. That's it. Where is this?
That's Tulum on the Yucatan Peninsula. That's an Aztec ruin. That's tilt shift.
Yeah, it's a little tilt shifted. This is an interesting photo.
That's in Villahermosa, on the town square they have this fountain, which is like a flat pool with water coming out of the floor at several points, and then these kids were playing the whole night. There was music playing, and then these bunch of kids were in there getting wet and playing around and running around.
Where's your metadata, Maximilian? What are you hiding from us?
This is probably because I did a JPEG, so I don't know why it doesn't save it. I exported from Lightroom.
That's okay.
But I can tell you that's high ISO, like 6,400 or more.
Right. Well, cool. What waterfall is this?
I forgot the name, but that's in Chiapas, near Tonina, which is another Aztec city.
All right.
No, sorry, Palenque, near Palenque.
Cool. All right. Now, who do we have in here? We have Jim Davis and Doug Kaye came in. Hey, guys, how are y'all?
Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you guys?
Good.
Hey, Jim.
Hey, Max. Giuseppe.
Doug, you're up late tonight with me.
Yes, I am. I won't be for long, but I saw too many friends here on the list. I had to join in. I had to say hello to you. Who I got? You and Helen. Who else? Oh, Karen. Jim. Giuseppe I've known here. Okay.
Hey, Helen.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
I'm going to go check here. I'm going to share my screen and go to the go to my stream and see if anybody has any questions. See, this is the bad thing, is whenever I invite people, I see every one of these, even though I think most people only see one. So this is the one with the comments.
Fair. Are you just checking out this new feature of streaming?
Yeah, I'm just trying this live stream. This isn't a real thing. I'm just experimenting.
Yeah.
I was looking if anyone has any questions here. This guy, Edgar Valles, says, photography question. I'm new to photography, past point and shoot. I have a Sony Alpha A200 and wanted to know what UV filters are used for. Why don't you answer this for him, Mr. Doug Kaye?
The Alpha A200?
Well, he just wants to know what
are UV filters
are used for.
UV filters were previously to filter UV from the lens, but now they're the general purpose lens cap that stays on the lens.
Yeah.
Right.
People use them supposedly to protect their lenses, but unless your UV filter has optics that are at least as good as your lens, you probably don't want to use one.
I can tell you a lens filter has saved one of my lenses once. It just dropped to the ground and shattered, but the lens was okay.
It happened to me too. I dropped the lens. Actually, I dropped the whole camera and it landed on the lens. And the filter died. But it also bent up the threads on the lens, so the lens had to go to the shop anyway.
Yeah, mine too. The autofocus thingy stopped working.
So I asked the guys who fixed it, I said, suppose I had cracked the front element. He said it would have been, about X dollars more, which is what I paid for the good UV filter.
Oh.
So. Anyway.
Yeah, so I don't use an UV filter at all. I don't use UV filters. I go commando.
So I've stopped using it ever since that experience.
Yeah, I know a whole lot of pro photographers that also do not use any filters at all.
What's the theory? Why don't
I don't think McNally uses one either.
The other thing
I take them off. I take them off if I've got my camera on a tripod and I'm doing a landscape. I will take off the filter, but if I'm just like carrying it around, I'm just scared.
The other thing is that Trey and I are using very similar lenses, and the coatings on the fronts of those lenses are remarkable. They're just amazing. And you can tell that, and one way you can tell it is when you go to clean them. $100 filter at 77 millimeters, I don't think is as good as the front of a good Nikon lens, optically.
Yeah, I think you're right. So, Doug, you're in California.
I am.
We have California, Australia, Greece, Sweden, and Jim, where are you?
Canada. Canada, about 8 hours from where Billy Wilson lives.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I guess
8 hours is considered. 8 hours is close there.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And Karen, are you in Truckee?
I am.
All right, so we're both in California.
Yeah. Right. I'm about 3 hours from you, right? Because you're down in San Francisco.
Right.
Yeah.
Karen, I don't see you in my Hangout.
You don't?
No.
How could you not see me? Oh my God.
Does anybody else see her in the live stream?
Everyone except you.
I see her.
I know you see her in here, but do you see her in the live stream?
I'll have to check.
Well, since we're testing this, let me ask you guys live stream questions. Do you see whatever screen I have activated?
You mean
right now I have on Maximilian. I wondered, like, if you want to see me, do I need to click on my own image?
I see you. Now
Yeah.
I see Maximilian.
Yeah.
Now I see Jim.
I see Karen in the live stream.
Well, I'm sure you guys can see me in here because I'm talking and the Hangout automatically switches, but I think in the live stream it may only show which window I click on because, you know, I never see myself unless I happen to click on my own photo. But I don't see you, Karen. Does anyone see Karen in the live stream?
You mean when she talks in the big window?
Yeah.
Talk, Karen.
So if I talk now, do I show up in the window?
Well,
no, I guess.
no, because I only have 7 boxes on the bottom.
I have one.
Oh, you don't see her at all? You don't even see her in the
I have 8 boxes on the bottom, Trey.
I have 8 also.
Yes, same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see 8 on the bottom in the live stream. You're right, but on my screen I only see 7, so I can't click on you, Karen. People are just going to have to imagine.
I'm in stealth mode.
Well, first of all, the play controls covers up the second row for me on the live stream. I have 2 rows of icons, thumbnails.
Oh,
and I'm way behind. I think my live stream is way behind.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
I think like 30 seconds.
Yeah, I think it's delayed. Yeah.
Well, Karen, I see it switching to you sometimes.
But not always.
Yeah, so watch this. Everybody put your hands up in front of your face. Do that. Now take them down. Now watch the live stream and see how long that takes.
Mine took about 4 seconds.
Oh, I'm still waiting.
So, see how Helen's picture is up there?
Yeah.
Right now, even though she's not talking, it's because I clicked on her, and she's the one I'm looking at on my screen. So I guess who's ever doing these live hangouts needs to be careful because whoever they happen to be fixated on is who the world will see that they're fixated on.
That could
and that'll be very telling, yeah.
Yeah. It will be telling. It will be telling. Yeah. It would be nice to have if there was a producer role and that person could be in charge of kind of controlling the screen or whatever. Because I guess right now the host has to do everything.
So if you're doing this and you're hosting it...
Now, I just saw everybody's hands go up in the stream just now.
Wow.
Well, okay.
You should restart the player, I guess, Doug, because mine is only 3 or 4 seconds.
All right. I got it.
Yeah, it's not that far.
So Trey, can you record this, and do you have to do it?
No, it is being recorded automatically, and I think when we're done, it will be uploaded to my YouTube channel.
You mean you didn't have to do anything special?
There's a YouTube video there.
Feature?
Yeah, I think it's built in. I think.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, this is automatic now. Exactly.
Yeah, it's pretty powerful.
Very liberating. You can do a video on the fly of your hangout. It's wonderful.
Is this like public, or is this just you that's being able to do this?
No, well, they whitelisted some people to do it. Maybe some of y'all can too. Yes.
I don't think I have the option.
Doug, you should.
I think there's like 100.
Yeah.
I haven't tried start. Is it just you start it up as a regular chat, as a regular Hangout?
There's a few different options, and I had to click through. Did you guys have to click an agreement when you joined that you were gonna flash the camera or whatever?
Yes.
Yeah. Interesting.
I didn't read it. I just said I agree.
You just blindly said you agree.
Yes. Just
yeah.
No, when I do it, I'm not given the choice. I don't get that option. I do wish that I wish that the stream video were a little higher res.
Well, that depends on your camera.
No, I should say.
The stream video, okay.
Yeah, stream video, more pixels, more real pixels.
I assume the final video will be normal resolution.
Well, yeah. I'd like to see it go, the full width of the Google Plus column.
It might be. We'll have to see when this gets uploaded. I'll have time to see how long it takes to get up on YouTube. Yeah. It'll be interesting. I talked yesterday. I did TWIT Photo with Leo, and then afterwards we talked. And I think we've been doing these hangouts on and off, and we're going to take I think we're on number 18 or number 19 now. This is not really a real show or anything. We're just goofing off in this particular one. But we're going to take our show and put it on the TWIT network. So that'll be fun, because then all of those other people that watch TWIT will be able to kind of see how fun these hangouts were, and maybe they'll come over to Google Plus and join more hangouts and kind of get more Google Plus love. It'll be cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah, sounds great.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
It's very, very cool.
Time.
And Leo's probably got the best technology for getting stuff off of web video chats and putting it out in other means. I mean, he definitely has all the bells and whistles.
Yeah, he's got all that stuff figured out. It's a little bit beyond me. Well, no, truthfully, it's a lot beyond me. But I have this really nice friend on here, Dave Effer, and he's been helping a lot with the production stuff, and so we're going to figure out. He's basically going to get the feed over to TWIT, and although maybe they might be able to take the feed right out of this player inside Google Plus. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. I'll let all these smart people figure it out.
Do you know, have you ever heard, is TWIT TV what Tech TV used to be?
Well, it's not. It's a totally new creation. The only thing that's in common is Leo.
Yeah.
And some of the others. Dvorak came over, and
yeah.
Some of the others. But it's business-wise, there's no relation. It's definitely people who, when Tech TV folded, Leo went out on his own.
Mm-hmm.
And he was able to do, exactly what he wanted to do and not have to kowtow to the suits that wanted nonsensical things to happen in those shows.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, what he's doing is what he told Tech TV they should do, and Tech TV didn't believe him.
Yep. I used to be the network talent coach for Tech TV, so I remember some of those arguments.
You know that, yeah.
But that's very cool.
And you notice that some of the people that were at Tech TV are specifically not on Leo's network. It's interesting politics.
I know.
Probably the ones you didn't like that rubbed him the wrong way.
Right.
Yep.
Hey, Tom, can you come say hi briefly?
That's right. You're at Tom's house, huh?
Here comes Tom.
Tom Anderson.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh, I know him. He's a friend.
Yes, a friend. Hello, Tom. Let me introduce you to everybody. Here's Helen from Greece, the great Greek photographer. They are Greeking it up. Here's Maximilian with the Spanish first name and the Polish last name, but he's currently in Sweden. Hello, Maximilian.
All right.
Lisa Ng with no vowels in her last name from New Zealand.
Is that how you? I've always wondered how to pronounce NG. It's Ing.
Oh, there's heaps of different pronunciations for it. I just go Anya.
Ing. Okay.
Anya.
It's because it's a Chinese name.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Anya. Okay,
No,
two
she says
syllables.
Ing. Yeah.
It almost
Just
has more
pronounce that
syllables than
ING.
letters.
Yeah.
Here's Jim Davis from the Great White North. Here is a great white guy, Giuseppe from Australia.
All right.
From Sydney. And here's Doug Kaye from just up the road in Northern California.
Hey, Doug, you look like you're in a sound studio there.
I am actually, yeah.
All right. Do you record music?
No, it's my vocal studio.
Oh, so you're serious about voice.
Well, podcasting. There was the.
Was it Karen was in there, wasn't she?
Yep. I'm in stealth mode.
Oh, you're off.
Karen's on my lap.
Whoa! Damn! Wow.
And I thought when I voice studio, I'm like, where's Karen?
I'm in my voice studio too, but you can't see me because, you know, I don't know.
So check this out. It does an embedded player now inside of here, and I shared this public so everyone that's on the Hangout can just watch it right inside the stream.
Right.
It's kind of cool. Okay.
Oh, nice title there.
Like that?
Tom Anderson's Home.
Yeah. We were hoping you would make a guest star appearance. I didn't know.
Well, I got a girl in my room listening to Britney Spears right now. I can't be hanging out here.
Yeah. Remember to check her ID.
I was just coming to get a drink.
Make sure she's 18, Tom. I don't want to be party to this.
Where does Tom live?
Los Angeles.
Okay. So you don't see Karen at all in the thumbnails?
No, I don't see her in the thumbnails, but when she talks, when her dulcet tones exude forth, I can see her picture.
My dulcet tones are eluding you.
Hey, what were you saying about you did some post about the voice and the feedback you're getting from the app? Karen?
Me?
Yeah, you said I read something quickly that said you were getting feedback from your voice on Trey's app.
Well, that kind of kicked it over the edge. Some people were kind of like, where else have we heard your voice? And everybody's curious, you know, they always are if they hear a lot of it. And around here, they've been hearing a lot of it. So I made a post and just said, okay, so once I'll go through and here's what's current, here's where else you can hear me, here's the story, and okay, we'll go back to photography now. So that was the post that I made.
Okay.
Do you guys want to see before, this is an unreleased behind-the-scenes video of
Oh, no. No! That one?
Outtakes!
Yeah.
Outtakes!
You're scaring me,
Show us
Clay!
outtakes.
Stop scaring me!
Can I show this to people?
You can show it.
Okay, this is edited really badly. I haven't had a chance to fully edit it. So this is like a very early edit. So forgive me, but you can see Karen, the professional voice actress, whose voice is all over the world in many, many products. For those of you that don't know, we kind of jumped into the middle of that. So we should establish that she's very well known. And let me find the video here. Here we go. Karen behind the scenes. I'm going to open my VLC player. Okay, now I'm going to go share. Okay, man, I got a lot of things to click here.
I'm all of a sudden really nervous, Trey. I'm just like, I'm having stage fright.
Here we go. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to go pick my VLC player here. Where's VLC? Here we go. Now this is going to be choppy, I think, but it'll be an interesting experiment, I think. Okay, ready? I wonder if you can hear it. I'll turn it up really loud, and maybe the feedback will go back through my own speakers. Let's see.
So, the thing is that voiceover is acting. Pure and simple. So when Trey said that he wanted to make a voice guide for this app, and that he wanted it to have a sense of magic and wonder and adventure.
Okay, I'm pausing. Can you guys hear that okay?
Yeah, probably a little loud. It's breaking up at the high end.
It's a little too loud.
Yeah.
Just a touch, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Resuming.
Like a magical being. I was, yay, all on board. But number two, as a voice actor, I have to go there. I have to find that place inside where that lives. We try to make it so that everybody feels welcome, so that men, we're talking to men, we're talking to women, we're talking to children, we're talking to everyone, with a certain, character type of this guide for Stuck on Earth, who's magical, mystical, playful, and traveling. Let's go and let's have an adventure. But not so special that we're held apart from everybody else. It's really an invitation to live pure and simple. This kind of character, this, persona, if you want to call it that, really fantastical storyteller where we're weaving tales and
Okay, that was just a little preview for you guys. You'll have to wait to see the full thing when we unleash Karen's greatness on the world in this behind-the-scenes video.
Oh my God.
People love you, Karen. Here. So I have a theory for you, Karen.
Yeah.
For it. And this is weird where I came up with this theory. Okay, you're gonna think this is wheels off. I hope you don't find the premises of this theory to be too off-putting. So I was watching Adam Lambert, right? He won American Idol. Right,
yeah.
This guy is very flamboyant, wonderful, and
No, I think he didn't lose. That was a scandal. He came in second.
No, he came in second. Okay, anyway, he's still very popular. But I'll tell you what, the reason I think people love him so much, and people love other performers so much, and why people like certain artists is because you just put it all out there, right? You don't hold back any. Right. And when you get into some sort of a zone, right, and you forget that you're on the air, you forget that you're performing, you're just like dumping your spirit on the world, a lot of people really like that. And so anyway, Karen, that's kind of what you're doing in this video. You're just kind of like saying exactly what you feel on a very deep level. And even though it's embarrassing, like when you sit back and you watch yourself, you're a little embarrassed. You're like, oh my gosh, I seem a little full of it or whatever. But actually, it's a very pure thing that you're doing, and people will love it.
Well, I hope they love it, because it is. I mean, it's like, I did that at midnight after, you get into that zone in the middle of the night where you really are in your own little world, and then you decide to share that with the world. And then, like, now I look at it and go, what the heck was I thinking? But, yeah, you really do. I mean, I just give it all. I leave it all at the mic, especially for this project. This project more than maybe many things that I do.
Yeah, you can't lay it all out there for a GPS systems.
Well, I think this more than the GPS, even maybe. It's just different,
Yeah.
You wanted that, and not everybody does. Not every job I do really wants all that.
I did. Well, you do. I mean, if you dial it back too much, it becomes boring. And a committee would have told you to draw it back a little bit. But I'm not a committee.
No, you sat there and you said, no, more, do more. Yeah, go there, go more.
Yeah, because I know what Doug wants to hear. He wants to.
Well, he does. He puts me in his lap, so
she knows.
I don't know.
Please get it on Android so I can take Karen with me wherever I
go. Yes.
Yeah, Android is in the plans.
I'm picking up a new car tomorrow, in fact, today, since it's 2 a.m. And I tried to talk them out of the nav system to tell them I had a better one on my phone. They wouldn't go for that.
Is it a Ford? Because I'm on iHeartRadio too.
No, it's a
That's
Lexus.
Too bad.
But you'll be there with me in the new car on day one.
I may weep right now. I'm feeling.
It was, I had never heard the app. I had a different app, And just after I heard you talk about that, and Samir and I were going down to one of the photo walks, and I had to buy it. He was driving. I had to get it in the phone and put it in it and find it, and I loved it. I really had it. We laughed so hard all the way down. It was good. Good entertainment.
It's fun.
Hey Trey, I got a question for you about the new app. Do you got a second on that?
Yes, sir. I'm happy to answer that. Then we'll probably bring this thing to a close.
Well, this might interest anybody here who's a photographer. As you know, I'm trying to put together 50 top secret locations for Marin County. And it's turning out, unless some of the people like Thomas, of course, was able to pull 50 images pretty much of his own. And he could control them and put them into the app. I don't have 50 images from 25 locations or so. So I'm dependent on going out and finding them from other photographers. I've got to find them. They have to be on Flickr. They have to be Creative Commons licensed. And they should have a description. And that's turning out to be difficult. Have you had any more thought about that?
They don't have to be Creative Commons, by the way. We'd prefer it if they were. But they can be any rights. Because really, all Stuck on Earth is we are like a web browser of a different color. We're just a really smart web browser that focuses first on the geoposition and second on the display.
Oh, that's another thing. They need to be geotagged by somebody.
Yeah, they need to be geotagged, but if you go beyond the scope of Creative Commons, which there's usually plenty of, you'll find all kinds of all rights reserved type stuff.
Oh, and now, they have to be good too.
Yeah, of course, we would like them to be good. And so, we haven't had any complaints from anybody whose photos that are not Creative Commons complain, because we're doing the same thing that a browser does. And really, I guess the reason that they're putting it on Flickr is because they want people to look at it and enjoy it, and they want to get views and get traffic. And of course, that's what our app does for them, is we get them more views. And people can click on the photographer to follow them in our app. They can click on the photographer to go visit them in Flickr. They can also click on that particular picture and go to that particular picture in the stream inside of an old kind of browser. So anyway, broaden the net and use whatever kind of photo you want, and you should be able to find 50 good ones in Marin County.
Well, if I remove the Creative Commons limitation as one criterion, that helps a lot. Yeah, that might be enough to give me what I need to fill out the 50.
All right, cool.
I love the app.
Oh, thanks. Well, it's getting better and better. We're testing a new version now. There's one problem with the app that's really bothering me, and that is that sometimes you zoom into an area that doesn't have many photos, and you get really strange photos, like of models beside cows, and you just get weird stuff sometimes. Even in popular areas, sometimes you'll zoom in, like we zoom into DC, and there's some picture of some guy without a shirt standing in front of the mirror. And for whatever reason, really what we do is we latch onto the Flickr interestingness algorithm. And every now and then, people on Flickr find a guy without a shirt standing in front of a mirror to be really interesting. So anyway, what we've done in this new version that's still in testing is we're filtering out certain tags. So, if it has like the word model or like underwear or just some of these things that don't really help you understand the essence of the location, we're getting rid of those. So slowly over time it'll get better and better, and we'll never stop making updates for this thing. So.
Helen, are you working on Greece?
I'd like to, but I haven't even seen the app yet. I don't have an iPhone, and I'm waiting for Android.
That would be cool.
But I'm gladly helping anyway.
It's on the iPad, not the iPhone.
So let me know if you need anything.
Do you have an iPad?
No. Sorry, the iPad. See, I'm so non-Apple. I don't even know. I'm so non-Apple.
So yeah, Trey, when you do an Android version, I can help out with Sweden and Germany, perhaps.
Well, thank you very much.
I can help out for now if you like. Just let me know whatever I can do.
Oh, thanks. Well, I didn't mean this to turn into a stuck on Earth thing, but anyway, it was nice seeing everybody, and
or not, as the case may be.
Yeah, I can see you sometimes. All right, well, thanks for joining in my little live experiment. I learned a lot. It was very helpful. I hope you guys had a good time. And I guess when I end this, it will end the YouTube video too. So let's all wave a pleasant goodbye.
Thanks a lot. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.